Hello everyone, welcome to the class. Do you want to score full marks in story writing? Watch till the end. I'll reveal a simple formula to turn any clue into a perfect story. Let's talk about the major components of the story. While writing a story, you must consider that your story must have these elements. The first one is character, and your character can be human and non human. You must have read many stories where the characters are trees, or the lion, or the rabbit, or some of the time the mice. And your character can be non living things as well. There are multiple stories where you have noticed the character is a tree and it is speaking. And some of the time the sun is speaking, the wind is speaking, or anything. You can give life to anything in your story. And keep in mind that to score full marks from story writing, you should give some qualities or characteristics to your character. Your character can be rich, can be poor, can be old, can be young, can be very honest or dishonest, can be very lazy or hardworking, or can be very beautiful or normal. So it means that you should give some features or qualities to your character according to the demand of the story. Let's talk about another important component, that is setting. So setting here refers to two things. So one is time and another is place. So the famous beginning, once upon a time, is a setting and it is the time. And there are multiple ways you can give time to your story. For example, yesterday, at night, in the morning, 2 years ago. Similarly, you should set your story in a place like that of a city or a village or in a forest, or it can be in a room or in a hospital or any place. So your story should have a time and a place. And the third important component of the story is problem or the conflict. And the conflict or the problem should develop in a sequential manner. It should not be mix and match. There are multiple ways to write the story, but from examination point of view, you should write the story in a sequential order. The action that take place in your story should move one after another in a logical and sequential order so that the reader will not confuse. The problem or the conflict in your story can be cheating, robbery, dishonesty, or failure, or someone is hungry, or someone is thirsty, or there could be misunderstanding between two people, etc. And after these, your story should have the solution or the consequence. If there is some problem of dishonesty, you should show the consequence of that dishonesty. Or if there is some misunderstanding between the characters in the story, so the solution can be the clearing of the misunderstanding. So in this way, your every problem or conflict should come to the solution or consequence. Finally, your story should have conclusion and it should have a moral. Do you know that the toppers in every board exam use idioms, proverbs, or famous sayings to conclude the story as a moral? So, you are also strongly suggested to use idioms, proverbs, or saying as a moral, and it should be written in a sentence. Regarding the length of the story, your story should have minimum 2 or 3 paragraphs. And now let's talk about the most important part of the story, that is title. And the title should be decided after you see the questions, find the character, find the problem, find the solution, and then decide the title. And the best technique for you to decide a title is either to align with the character or to align with the moral of the story. For example, the thirsty crow, the greedy farmer, the honest woodcutter. Regarding the selections of the title of your story, you should be very careful because your title of the story should match the content of the story or the plot of the story. So be very careful while choosing the title. Many students lose the marks if the title does not reflect the story. So your title should reflect the story. Your readers should be able to guess the content of the story just by reading the title. Regarding the length of the title, it should be very short and catchy. Do not write this as a title, The Bat That Kept on Changing the Side During the War. Instead, write this, The Opportunist Bat. In terms of the tense, we always use past tense in the stories. Past tense here means simple past tense, past continuous, past perfect, and the past perfect continuous tense in the story to write. Let's talk about the story from examination point of view. In exam, generally, the students are asked to write a story from the clue or from the skeleton or from the hints. And some of the time they are given the beginning of the story, and some of the time they are given the ending, and some of the time they are given the moral of the story, and then they have to write the story. In this case, while you are given the skeleton of the story in the examination, you cannot escape from that structure. You have to stick with that structure and write the story. But if you are given the beginning or some ending or some moral of the story, then you are free to write or develop your story in any way you like. But you need to be very careful that your story should have all the components that we have described in the first part of the video. So the conclusion is that whatever is the form of the questions, just follow the tricks that I have explained earlier. This sample is taken from grade 10, unit 9, writing 2A. And the skeleton of the story reads like this. Birds and beasts go to war. The bats remain neutral. Tide of the war turns against the birds at first. They request the bats to join, refuse to saying they are beasts. They joined the victors instead. Soon the victors became vanquished. The bats desert the beast, go over to birds. War comes to an end. A truce is made. Both take revenge on the bats. Moral. Let's find the major component. First, what are the characters here? The bats, beast, and the birds. So, and what is the setting? Yes, you can guess since they are animals, the setting must be a jungle or a forest. And what is the problem here? The war and the changing behaviors of the bat. And what is the solution here? A peace agreement is made and the bat is punished for his behaviors. Based on this, let's decide the title. The Opportunist Bat or The Punishment of the Bat. Once upon a time, in a dense forest in Nepal, many animals lived together in peace and harmony. But one day, due to a misunderstanding, the birds and the beasts decided to go to the war. Both sides prepared bravely, determined to defeat the other. This is the background of the story that we have developed based on the skeleton of the story. The entire war took place in the heart of the great forest, where tall trees, rivers, and hills surrounded the battlefield. The war lasted for a week. Here you can see the setting of the story, the place and the time. At first, the tide of the war turned against the birds. It means the birds were losing the war. The birds requested the bats to join their side, but the bat refused at first, saying that they were the best. They said that's why they could not support the birds. Instead, they joined the victors, the beasts who were winning at that time. Later, when the victors became vanquished, it means when the beast began to lose the war, the bats secretly deserted or abandoned them and went over to the birds. Here, the problem of the story has been raised. Finally, the war ended with a truce. Both the birds and the beast realized how the bats had betrayed them, changing sides whenever it suited them. Both sides decided to punish the opportunist bat for their betrayal. Now, this is the solution of the story. The bats learned a hard lesson. Those who cheat or betray others cannot be trusted. From then on, bats hide in dark places and fly only at night. Moral: nobody likes a traitor. Those who cannot be trusted will be hated by all. Or an opportunist is never trusted by anyone. Do you notice how easily we have developed the story from the skeleton? Yes, story writing is very easy if you follow this structure and keep its component in your mind. Let's go to one more sample from grade 10, unit 9, writing 2B. Here you are not given any clue, but you are given the starting or the beginning of the story. And based on that story, you need to develop a complete story. And here also, you need to follow all the instruction and the components that you have discussed earlier. The question reads like this. Write a story that begins with the sentence. One warm summer afternoon, an old owl was dozing when a grasshopper disturbed it with a very raspy song. Here in this beginning, you must have noticed three major things. First, the character. The characters are an old owl and a grasshopper. And what is the setting? It's a summer afternoon. And what is the problem? The grasshopper is disturbing the owl. So based on this, let's decide the title. The Owl and the Noisy Grasshopper. So now, based on this beginning and the clue, you can guess the ending of the story, the solution of the story. So here the owl is getting disturbed by the grasshopper, and the grasshopper is certainly getting some punishment from the owl. So let's write the story. And don't forget to use past tenses. One warm summer afternoon, an old owl was dozing peacefully in the hollow of a large tree. The forest was quiet, and the owl was about to fall asleep when a grasshopper nearby began chirping loudly. Its harsh song disturbed the owl's rest. The wise owl politely asked the grasshopper to stop singing and let him sleep. But the proud insect only laughed and sang even louder. The owl realized that scolding would not work. Thinking of a clever plan, the owl said, "Your song is beautiful. Why don't you come closer and taste this sweet nectar I keep inside my tree?" Flattered by the owl's praise, the foolish grasshopper quickly hopped in. But the moment it entered, the owl caught and ate it. The noisy grasshopper paid the price for his pride. The moral of the story: pride and disrespect often lead to one's downfall. In this way, we can easily develop the story from any clue. I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you for watching. Keep learning.